Hey guys, it's Jess, and I'm so excited to share this newest Live and Later with you. If you've never seen a Live and Later video, what this is basically an edited version of a video that I previously live streamed. So I made this whole card during a live stream, and I have now edited it down to a tutorial style video for you. I wanted those who couldn't watch the stream or just don't like to watch live streams to still be able to join in on the fun and see what I created during those live streams. There's some really fun projects that come out of those, and I wanted to be able to share that with more people. So for this particular card, I'm using the Heffy Doodle Hello Squeakheart stamp set. Features this adorable cheese and some super cute little mice. What I decided to do is do a whole bunch of masking. So I've sped this up a ton, and I also do a lot of coloring. So I did a lot of speeding things up in this video. So there'll be a lot of cutting, stamping, and coloring at warp speed, but I think you'll appreciate the video not being 2 hours long. I thought that was a sacrifice worth making. So to start things off, I stamped the cute little mouse image up at the top. I wanted to build a tower of cheese for him to stand on. So I cut some masks from some full sticky back post-it tape, and I'll have all the supplies linked down for you below in case you're interested in anything that I used today. So I did a whole lot of masking. I'm using one of my favorite inks, which is from My Favorite Things. It's called Extreme Black. I love this black ink. It's Copic friendly, so I go to it a lot because I tend to Copic color quite frequently. So I'm doing, like I said, a ton of masking, a ton of stamping out these little images, and I think that it was totally worth it because it turned out adorable in my opinion. So there is our finished background. The next thing that we do is to go ahead and stamp out the other little mice. So I wanted to have some of these little guys popping up from behind the cheese, and I even stamped one from in between one of the little holes of the cheese, so it looks like he's on the inside. I had some great input from people who were watching my live stream, and they always have really good ideas. So I love that aspect of doing these videos live. So here I'm just cutting another little mask for the mouse to go on the inside. So I cut the circle out, that way nothing got stamped on the cheese itself. I didn't want the front of the mouse or like the bottom half of it to show, so I just masked that area off. I did a whole lot of masking for this card, but like I said, I thought it was worth it. So I added the little tail on, but I didn't get quite a clean stamp the first time, so I used a Copic multi-liner to touch it up. Here I've made a Copic color map. If you'd like to pause the video, you can do that to see which Copic colors I used, but I will be going on warp speed, and I didn't want to have to try to list each marker because I switched back and forth so frequently while I was coloring. So if you want to see which colors I used, you can just pull up that image, press the pause button, and write those colors down. Whatever works best for you. So I am going ahead and coloring up all these images. This is going to take quite a bit of time, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on some music for you, and I will see you again in a minute once all the coloring is done. Okay, the coloring is finally all done and we can move on with the rest of our card. So I'm using that extreme black ink again here with my mini Misty to stamp out a few times the sentiment, "Hello, Squeakheart." I like using the stamp positioner because you get really good coverage and you don't have to worry about messing up your whole card at the very end when you try to add the sentiment. I did pull out the Heffy Doodle Starfall stencil, and I'm using some Over the Moon ink from Simon Hurley's new line. I like that this was a dye ink, but it was a soft color, so I could get some really nice light results without being too overwhelming. And I did try to be a little light-handed with the ink blending just so that I didn't get too much vibrant color. I wanted a really soft look. So I did go ahead and add some Brutus Monroe foam tape to the back of that to pop it up and give it some dimension. I actually chose an A2 size card base in gray instead of my normal white. I'm trying to use colored card bases a little more frequently, and I thought that this was a nice touch, especially since some of the mice there are colored in those gray colors. I think it worked nicely. I did also choose to add a couple of clear sequins, so I just kind of arranged those where I thought that they might look nice, and then I used this little glue tube from Lawn Fawn to apply the little sequins on to the card. And that actually finished off the card. I left it pretty simple because we did so much coloring. I thought that that was going to be the best way to go. So here's a look at the finished card. I really hope you love it. If you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you want more inspiration like this. And I hope to see you guys soon in another video. Thanks so much, guys, and have a great day.